The dark side of Thailand. The neon lights of Bangkok shimmered like a promise. The streets pulsed with music, laughter, and the scent of sizzling street food, drawing travelers into a world that seemed alive with possibility. Tourists arrived seeking paradise, sun, culture, adventure. But in the shadows of that glittering city, something else waited. A darkness no guidebook ever mentioned. People disappeared, scams thrived. Corruption ran deeper than anyone expected. And sometimes the lure of easy money, adventure, or fleeting thrill led people into a world they could never escape. Before we begin, subscribe to Real Story Tube, because this story is one you won't forget. And the truth is far stranger than fiction. Jake had always dreamed of Southeast Asia. A backpack, a camera, and a thirst for adventure. That was all he needed. Thailand seemed perfect. Golden beaches, lantern-lit nights, and a freedom he'd never known. At first, everything was exactly as it appeared. Bangkok was chaos and beauty intertwined. Street vendors called out in a melody of Thai tones. Tuk-tuks zipped past, weaving through traffic like dancers. Markets overflowed with colors, smells, and life. But paradise, Jake would soon discover, was deceptive. One night he met a man at a bar. Friendly, charismatic, offering insider tips on the hidden gems of the city. He seemed harmless. But the places he led Jake to were far from ordinary. Behind the neon glow and music, whispers of vanished tourists and untraceable debts hung in the air. Stories Jake had read online became real. Travelers disappearing after being lured into illegal gambling dens, coerced by threats, or trapped in scams designed to exploit their curiosity and naivety. Jake felt a thrill and a deep unease, realizing he was stepping into a world where danger hid behind every smile. Meanwhile, across the city, a local journalist named Anung tracked the same stories from a very different angle. Her beat was Bangkok's underworld, missing tourists, organized crime, and corruption hidden beneath the city's neon glow. She had seen it all: secret gambling rings, fraud operations, and networks preying on unsuspecting travelers. Her investigations often led her to quiet neighborhoods that looked innocent at first glance, but concealed operations that targeted both tourists and locals. Witnesses vanished, documents disappeared, and those who tried to speak out faced intimidation. Still, she continued, knowing that exposing these truths was the only way to shine light on the shadows. Jake's curiosity eventually drew him to one of the neighborhoods. Anung had been investigating. Their paths crossed in a small, dimly lit cafe. At first, Jake assumed she was just another friendly local. But the intensity in her eyes, a mixture of fear and determination, told him otherwise. Through her, he learned the reality of what he had been stumbling into. Tourists did not disappear by accident. Scammers, thieves, and criminal networks operated with a precision designed to exploit desire and greed, often leaving victims terrified and penniless. Promises of private tours, exclusive experiences, or easy money could quickly become traps. Anung shared stories she had collected over the years. A couple disappeared from a Phuket beach, leaving only rumors behind. A gambling ring in Bangkok lured foreigners with promises of instant fortune, only to trap them in debt and threats. Fraud operations involved fake police officers or hotel staff extorting tourists. These were not legends. They were documented, reported, and largely hidden from the postcard images of Thailand sold online. Jake's brush with danger came when he accepted what seemed like an innocent invitation to a private, cultural experience. It turned into a tense night of subtle threats and coercion for a debt he didn't understand. Though he escaped unharmed, the encounter left him shaken. The paradise he had dreamed of was intoxicating, but it was dangerous, seductive, and unpredictable. He began noticing patterns. Men following tourists, locals offering guidance with ulterior motives, and areas advertised as hidden gems that masked risk. Curiosity could be deadly. Ignorance could trap, and paradise often carried a hidden price. Anung watched all this with a mixture of frustration and resolve. The dangers were systematic, not random. Police officers, hotel managers, and guides were often complicit, either through bribery or fear. She had seen too many tourists and locals vanish quietly, victims of networks that thrived in plain sight. Her work was dangerous. Phone calls in the dead of night, cars parked outside her apartment, anonymous emails, all reminders that the truth she uncovered made people uncomfortable. Yet she pressed on, knowing that awareness could protect lives, and exposing the underworld of Bangkok was the only way to fight it. if you want to keep uncovering hidden truths. Behind Paradise, from crime rings to disappearances, subscribe to Real StoryTube now, because the stories we tell could save someone from falling into the same traps Jake nearly did. Together, Jake and Anong pieced together the patterns. Danger was not random. Tourists who trusted strangers too quickly or sought off the beaten path. Experiences without caution were at risk. Even well-meaning locals could unknowingly guide someone into trouble. Paradise was beautiful, yes, but only those aware of the shadows could survive unscathed. Thailand's reputation as a paradise is real but incomplete. Its beaches, temples, and festivals are breathtaking. Yet the darker side, crime, corruption, disappearances, is just as real. Jake returned home with a new perspective. Beauty came with risk, thrill with consequences. He realized that paradise carried a price that few truly understood. Anong continued her investigations, documenting hidden networks and warning travelers through her reporting. Her work revealed that while paradise attracts the curious, only the vigilant escape unscathed. The dark side of Thailand is not myth. It is human, real, and ever-present. Desire, greed, and temptation exist everywhere. But in Thailand, they are amplified by neon streets, crowded markets, and layers of corruption. Jake's experience and Anong's dedication remind us that paradise is never entirely safe. What we see on the surface may hide a world of danger, deception, and loss. Awareness, caution, and respect for local realities can protect travelers and reveal the truth behind the illusions. Thailand is more than beaches, temples, and lantern festivals. It is a land of contrasts, light and shadow, beauty and danger, paradise and peril. The stories of those who vanished, scams that ruined lives, and networks thriving in the darkness are truths most tourists never see. And as Jake and Anong discovered, paradise always carries a price, sometimes paid in fear, sometimes in lost trust, and sometimes in lives never recovered. If you want to uncover more hidden stories, mysteries, and real-world secrets like this one, subscribe to Real StoryTube. Behind every paradise lies a story waiting to be told, and the truth is always darker than it seems.